Hi everyone, welcome to BrickVault. Today we're going to be talking about techniques for fitting the most Lego in your Pick-a-Brick cups when you go to the Lego store. Now for the most part, it doesn't really matter how you put small pieces into a cup. For example, these are put in the cup very efficiently right now. I could fill that up and get great use out of my space, but what if we're dealing with something like 2x4 bricks? These guys, these are kind of the centerpiece for any Lego project. You're probably gonna need a whole bunch of them, and they don't really fit into circular cups very well. For example, let's see how many bricks we can fit in this cup here if we just scoop into this bin full of 2x4s. Alright, so this is what it looks like when we just loosely lay 2x4s in a cup. Let's count and see how many we have in here. So when we just scoop one of these cups full of 2x4s, we can fit about 56 bricks in there, which is okay, but it's not that cost effective. What if we actually methodically stack the bricks like we do over here? Let's take a look at the techniques used to actually fit these bricks in here. So we've got a 2x2 block on top. I separated it with color just so you can see the differences here. That fits the little cat piece right there. And then we've got a top part there. This is a pretty simple pattern. It's 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2. And then one of the cooler techniques is that you can actually just lay these bricks in a ring fashion here to actually get really efficient use of the space. So let's go ahead and take one of these bricks out here. You'll see it kind of makes them all fall apart, and then we can get all of these guys out of the ring. For the bottom piece of this technique, there isn't one giant piece of Legos. It's kind of a pattern of Legos stacked on top of each other. And I'll show you right here what I'm talking about. They're loosely laid into the cup. Now if you look at the shape of the block of Legos here, you can actually see how it's built on the inside, and that'll give you a better idea how to do it when you get to the store. And then lastly, or rather when you're first stacking your cup, you're going to do 2 rings of 2x4 Legos as I have here, and I'm going to take them out and then we can count them up. Okay, so if we just scoop in bricks, we get 56 2x4s, which is okay. But if we properly stack them in the way that I just showed you, we get 102 bricks. That is almost double the amount of bricks. So you're basically saving a ton of money if you take the time to stack them in. And it doesn't take that long. I know it looked a little bit complicated, but once you get the technique down, you can actually do that pretty quickly once you're in the store. Now also make sure to save your Pick-a-Brick cups, because if you keep them and keep the barcodes on them, they can scan them again when you bring them back to the store, and they won't charge you for the price of a new cup. So they'll just charge you for the filling of the cup rather. So that's the technique for the smaller cup here, and it's pretty efficient, probably one of the most efficient ways to stack bricks, but it is a little bit more time consuming than the technique we have for the large cup, and this technique works really well. Here's the large cup. Let's take out the block so we can check out the technique. As you can see, this process is a lot more straightforward than the smaller cup. Although I think the smaller cup is technically slightly more price efficient, this one will probably save you a little bit of time, and you can also mix a lot of small pieces down into the open spaces of the large cup. The cool thing about this technique is that you don't have to memorize the order and how it's done. You can simply just take a picture of this video if you're watching it on your cell phone and bring that into the store and use it as your blueprint. So if you plan on doing this, make sure to take that picture right now. Let's count how many pieces we're able to fit in a large Pick-a-Brick cup. 167 2x4 bricks, which is pretty darn good. You can build a lot of stuff with that. It's great if you're doing landscaping, building giant buildings for your Lego city. There's a billion uses for 2x4 bricks, or if you just want to build up your collection of multicolored 2x4s, that's always useful. This is probably the most cost-effective way to build up your Lego collection, and I highly recommend taking advantage of this technique if you have a Lego store nearby. We'll put another picture at the end of the video if you need to take a picture of the technique. And as always, thanks for watching here on BrickVault, and we'll see you next time.